morning again, and welcome to Smelly Foot Farms Chicken Coop, where you get farm fresh eggs daily. Well, that was cheesy, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm headed in to take care of the crazies. Dallas normally fills that scoop up. I'm a little more conservative because I like money. Some of these gals are a little friendly and they will bolt in here as soon as I open the door. Oh well, never mind. Houdini will. Hopefully that doesn't mean they're dead. Nope, they went behind me. Come on, guys. They bolted out right behind me. Hold on, baby. Houdini, we think, might have lost an eye, but we clean it out, put some antibiotics in it. Some antibiotic ointment, and hope for the best. Come on, guys. So now I have to make sure 100% that that door is closed. Go. That the main door is closed because these guys are nuts. I put some black soldier fly larvae in there. Not sure why I brought their dowel rod in here. I don't have to be on alert now. Had to carry it with Huey just in case I needed to do a little slugger him. Yes, I know it sounds mean, but it's also necessary. Regardless of what you see in my videos, farm life isn't all glamorous. I make it look good. That is my attempt at comedy, and I normally fail. So I'll go ahead and give them more feed. We changed their feed at the suggestion of our grain elevator guy to 4-max premium poultry feed. He said it might take a month to see an increase in egg production. We're a little over 2 weeks. We're not seeing anything yet, so I told Dallas, don't get discouraged. It may take some time. You'll notice right there on the other side of the water, that is a rooster. And as soon as I get a cage free out in the quail house, he'll be going, or I need to find another cage because I don't want to upset the ratio. We've got Red over here and we've got Houdini, and that's really all we can handle in the coop at one time. If you leave them in here, their stress level will go up, their egg production will go down, although well, it's already down. And you have, the potential of all kinds of other terrible things. Put some scratch in this bucket. So what I'm doing now is I just brought in the egg bucket because if I don't, I'll forget it later. Brought in waters. I need to take an apple cider vinegar back with me, but I don't really want to. And while I'm here, I'll just put some scratch in this bucket. Not very much. So I can take back up front to the bantams. We have a huge, hey, be quiet. Everybody likes you, but you're loud. We have a huge need for feed cans, but I'm sure if you have been to a farm store, you have seen how expensive they are. So we get one, every time we can. We got this new big one here and gave the little one to the rabbits up front. Stop the shenanigans. The littles have been digging holes underneath their wall, and we don't need one of them getting out because they'll get attacked. I have to back in here, and because I've got these birds who are super curious, I have to do a jig to get in. Alright kids, watch out. There's Jallister. He's a keeper for my grandson. Kids. Ew, I should have brought my gloves in here. You guys know exactly what I'm doing when I put the feed down. So I've got a couple of feed stations, if you will, to keep them from doing what they're doing now, which is clearly working. I'm not necessarily careful pouring the feed because they like to peck at the ground anyways. There's really no point. And these guys go through the water, and that's okay with me. I believe this is the first day of summer, so I'll have to check waters twice a day once it starts getting up into the mid to high 80s. I don't know what it's supposed to be today. I normally look. I did look at the weather this morning just to see what the temperature was outside, so I knew whether or not to wear a jacket with my long sleeve shirt. Some people ask at this temperature why I would wear a long sleeve shirt. It is because in 2014 I had gastric bypass, and ever since the day I came out of surgery I've been cold. There you go, kids. Smelly hands, smelly feet. So again, because I have curious birds out here, I have to bolt. Luckily, they weren't standing there. I should probably replace the shavings in the nesting boxes. Hi, Houdini. Well, your eye's not crusty. It's kind of open. Yeah? I don't necessarily see an eye in there, but that doesn't mean it's not. Alright everybody, I gotta move on to the next ones. Trying to keep an eye on the nesting boxes to see who's laying, so when we butcher this weekend we don't butcher a layer. It's the last thing I want when we've already got low egg production, is to butcher one that's actually laying eggs. Now we did butcher a few weeks ago, and oddly enough, we're still getting the same amount of eggs, and we did not look and see who the layers were. So I don't know if it was stress or if they just were some of the ones that weren't laying. I could keep that partial water in there, but might as well just fill it back up. Now I just put this stuff on the ground so I can pick it up on my way back through. And then I put the lids back on the feed cans. Check on them one last time, and out I go. Checking to see my time, so I knew whether or not to start a new video, but 9 minutes that's good. So I'm just going to grab my bucket bucket for diatomaceous earth. I've got some cable ties I was going to scratch because I need that up front with the rabbits. You'll see I have some yellow flowers on my broccoli. All my broccoli is bolted. Kind of disappointed, but my dumb rear end started them in the greenhouse and they're cold weather plants. So I'm trying to just grow them enough to take off florets as we need them, and the plants, they won't go to waste, they'll go to the rabbits. And today I'll be pulling a head of lettuce, or possibly some leaves off the cabbage to give to them. You might see Emmy Lou up there. She's ready. So here we got the peppers, lettuce, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, strawberries. I went through and weeded the strawberries to see how many runners I have, and you will see I've got quite a few. I mean, look at all those right there. So pull out the runners because I had somebody asking if I had strawberry plants. So I went ahead and weeded and wanted to see what I could get. I need to thin out some strawberries. Anywho, I'm gonna grab some alfalfa for Holly and Emmy Lou. Emmy Lou is still underweight. We bought some sweet feed. Sweet feed, she just does not care for it. This weekend I'll try some rolled oats because we have that. These are the pickiest damn goats I've ever seen in my life. Keep in mind this is our first time with goats, so I haven't really seen what they eat, but either way, she's pretty damn picky. So I'm just going to grab a chunk of alfalfa. The bees are up and going this morning. You'll see we've got a brown box. That box is got a few hive beetles in it, so we're battling that right now. And the other hives, the middle one he said is doing good. It's just weaker than the one on the tree stump, and you will see that they are starting to, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the tallest one is starting to beard, so they're really doing their job. We planted some wildflowers and things back here for them, and of course, as things grow in the garden, they'll have plenty of things to pollinate. See my garden bench, or garden rolling seat. It's terrific. It's a terrific thing. I roll through there and tie up those peppers so quick. So in this quest, I try to keep my milking bucket separate from the hay. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten hay in the milker. And how many times has it ticked me off? Every single time. And who do I get to be mad at? Myself. So I will shut this, move the hay, and duck parade it is. Now we have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'll do now is the 3 babies integrated very well. So I don't really even need that anymore. So I'll just take this monkey mess out there. I'll bring in the water for the girls. But first I'm gonna tromp through this poopy mess. to them back here where they lay. And I've got 2 mostly clean eggs. I checked their the spot where they nest, make sure there's very little nastiness in it. And then I exit backwards in a way that keeps me from hitting my head most of the time. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I have a propensity for hitting my head at least 3 times during my morning. So since I didn't hit it in the chicken coop, and I didn't hit it in the duck house, I'll be hitting it in the goat house. So stay tuned for that loveliness. Now I go in here and prepare myself physically, mentally, and prepare their food. Now, this is a joke. What I'm going to say is a joke. But if people were to ask me for advice on goats, whether they should get them, I would say don't do it. Again, that's a joke. It is semi-rewarding. So I got a scoop of feed, one for the main house, one for the second house. We got to be careful with that one because they like to find it and knock it over. And I'll grab this little bit of alfalfa, trying to keep it out of my boots because I cannot stand hay in my boots. So I will gently put that up there. A lot of preparation goes into this. Since they're a pain in the rear, you could call it Preparation H. Ba-bum-bum. Yes, I know. Most people don't find me funny. I find me hilarious. So because we're trying to put weight on Emmy Lou, I get some sweet feed, mix it with the regular feed, and then one just regular feed, because Dixie's a heifer and she does not need to gain weight. So that is sticky. I will fold that back over and put something on it. If I have this lid open, Major will jump up and stick his head in the sweet feed. And he is also a heifer, so he does not need any sweet feed. Hi girls. They hate each other, but most of the time they're not completely terrible. Now most of the time I would not let the milker start eating the food. However, because she needs to gain weight, I go ahead. Now their feeder is a skid, so I try to tear apart the hay and stick it in the skid. I have a lot of trouble tearing apart alfalfa and sticking it in anything. It's a real pain. However, it's necessary because she absolutely needs it. That had poop in it. And when I come in here, I check the water. They have a smaller water. I know it's only the 2 of them, but I don't want them out here without fresh water. Watch out, Emmy Lou. So I'll go ahead and top them off. Again, I don't really care where the water goes as long as most of it goes in the container. My aim is off, but I gotta say, my aim is probably better than a man trying to hit the inside of a toilet. She's trying to drink it as I'm pouring it. Thing is, they did have water. Hold on, Emmylou. She knows where she's going. So she's chomping at the bit, literally, to get out. Okay. Come on, Emmylou. Come on. And to save myself the headache, I lock Holly back in there. Because it is a headache. Yes, I do a lot of bending. So before I let her up there, I will get the food in the slow feeder. She still kicks. She still doesn't like it, but she kicks less. Come on up, Emmylou. I'll be getting her some vitamin B complex paste so that I can try to help get the weight on her. If anybody has any other suggestions, that would be great. I saw carbohydrates and vitamin B, alfalfa. Some people suggested the sweet mix. It's probably not the best thing. Which reminds me, I need to set up a container in there to put in some baking soda because I don't want her to bloat. So you'll see, still using the Utterly Easy milker. Literally the best thing. I did have an issue where the handle broke. I'm 100% positive that that is user error, not anything to do with the Utterly Easy milker itself. Chances are I'm just a tad aggressive. However, I was able to get replacement parts. And I couldn't find a video on how to replace the handle. I suppose, I could have figured it out, but if I would have broken the entire unit, I would have smacked myself silly. So I sent the company an email, and I told them the situation. I got a reply, a free overnight shipping, and an extra replacement handle. So it was super sweet, and I was told that I could be put in touch with the creator of the Easy Milker to help me, given instructions on how to replace the handle. I mean, it's been a great experience with this company. You'll see I push on her teat to break the suction. I'm going to try to stay upright for this. I'm not sure how successful I'm going to be, because it makes it easier for you to see. As you can see, she gets quite antsy. You're still on an angle. I'm sorry about that. Usually takes about 20. Emmylou. Alright, I gotta go back down to my regular spot. Takes about 20 pulls of the handle for this size of bottle to get the milk. And that's overall. Sometimes this teat is, 15, 16 pumps. Sometimes the other one is 30. And, there's a lot of factors depending, but on average it's about 20 pulls to get it started. I give it some, I call encouragement pulls in between time. Make sure we've still got good suction. And I don't know if that's the correct way to do this. The creator, I believe his name is Buck Wheeler, he would be able to answer those questions. but she's about even. She's given me less and less milk these days, but she's not ready for pregnancy. One, because she just had babies 3 months ago. They went to good homes. And the other one is because her body score is not adequate to withstand a pregnancy. You can see her hips right here. They're indented in. You can feel the outer ribs. The FAMACHA score of her eyes, which is, the color of what we would look at for conjunctivitis on humans, is quite pale. And she's going to be mad at me, but I'm going to check it. Come here. So, it's not the best score. Amy Lou. I knew she was going to bolt. Amy Lou. Here, Amy Lou. Woohoo! Amy Lou. She doesn't want to go back in there with Holly. Here. Hey. Amy Lou. Here. Hey, baby. Alright, so I just went ahead and grabbed her. And she will pull and she will fight. Because in my experience, that's just what goats do. So, sorry about the camera interference there. It got caught on my person as I was trying to exit. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. You have to stay in there. We're trying to create babies here. So I've got that in there for Dixie. Chances are she's not going to like it. So tomorrow I will put less sweet feed in there for Amy Lou. Because Dixie does not need it. But I'm not going to waste it. I stand back to let them in because they're nuts. I know it's dark in here. I apologize. I like to get the hay out of the bottom of the feeder before I put the feed in there, because we already have enough hay waste. What I have to do here is I will pour half this food in, and then I have to tap that Dixie out. Usually it's all it takes is a little tap out. She knows where to go. Sometimes she tries to sneak back in, because she is Betty sneaky. And normally there's not food in here, so I would have had the lid up, but that's what happens. Hold on, baby. I'm just checking her. Okay. Her score is a little better on her eyes. So I won't necessarily need to give her some B-complex paste, but I probably will. Normally we give B-complex injections under the skin. However, I don't want to put them through that if I don't have to. I would rather just give them the paste for now and see if that works. Not sure why I closed that up, but I'll open it back up. It's a good assembly video. If there was a good microphone on this, you would have heard the general and his funny noises. Again, I'm using Utterly Easy hand pump to milk the goats, and it is utterly easy. And I'm using an AKASO EK 7000 action camera. Seems to be a pretty good little camera for the budget price. The battery cover came off, but it doesn't affect the function at all. and it doesn't have an external microphone. It has a great internal microphone if you're not using the waterproof case. If you're using the waterproof case, that's why sometimes you can't hear me, and sometimes I have to speak up louder, and I'm not sure what you're going to get because the waterproof case, it rubs against the camera, so then you hear that noise instead of what I'm saying. One of these days I'll get a big girl camera. Yes, I have to pull slightly on her because she likes to hold out on me. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Dixie, why do you have to be so difficult? So that's pretty normal amount for us. But we were getting up to the top line. So while this has been our normal, we were getting up to this line and not this line. And of course, I've learned to use the milk for cheese. I've bought a separator so I can make heavy cream. I learned how to make butter, so I have butter and buttermilk. So there's a savings. However, if they stop producing, my savings goes out the window. And I call it savings, not free, because we put so much money into the goats that there's absolutely nothing free. Basically, you're just saving some of the money you've put into them, saving money off your groceries. Anything helps, though, right? At this point, I would fill up their water, but they have plenty. So I will throw the rest of the food in from there. I like to scrape some of the bedding out as I come sometimes. It impedes the door, and it's just gross in general. And it's summer. They don't necessarily need bedding. They need a clean place to sleep, but it doesn't necessarily need to be bedding. They've got raised beds with carpet on them, and we clean those off and put diatomaceous